coming to our romantic comedy panel. My name is Hannah. I'm going to be your moderator. Thank you so much to our authors who are here sharing how they write books and their writing process. So yay for rom-coms. Actually, the authors here, I don't know if anyone, we have a few authors that are like specifically romantic comedy, but these people here we just thought would really fit the genre of this anyway. So, but there are a lot of other genres at this table right now. You know, it's not only rom-com. So, just for that out there. So first I'm gonna have the authors introduce yourself and then talk about your books and what you write and why you're so great.
Oh, all right. My name is Maggie Eliot. I came from a comedy background before I started writing romance, so that kind of is part of the whole thing. I have 2 books, Humor Me, which is about a comedian and a senator, and Lark Lake Lodge, which is your standard fixing up a messed up old place with the hot guy next door and his cute dogs and spice. So, sort of a spicy Hallmark movie. I think that's it.
Well, you should have taken longer because I don't know what I'm saying. I didn't talk about why it was amazing, but I figured that would come out. So I'm Meika Usher. I write sticky rom-coms. I don't have my first in the series because everybody bought them. So this is my newest book. It's also my gayest book. So yes, really proud of that one. And then this is my favorite of the ones that I've written. It's called Ready to Run, and don't tell the others that I said that, please.
I am Jonathan Hawker. I write urban fantasy, urban fantasy to be specific. So this is a gay retelling of Arthurian legend, but set in the future. And I did that cover all by myself. That's why I'm awesome. I was told specifically that I was asked to be on this panel because my picture is funny, which is true. I'm hilarious.
No pressure.
My name is LaBerge. I am a Cancer. I don't really write rom-coms, but I tend to be funny, I think. You're gonna laugh in all of these books at least once, maybe twice if you're really good at it. I have a Lodge Affair, which is like a grumpy sunshine. When the Snow Settles is a winter novella that comes after it, but right now I'm in some sports romance vibes. I think that's it.
My name is Deanna Turner. I'm the virgin of the panel. First novel, never done a panel before. My debut book is called Where Grandma Keeps the Good Stuff, and it is about, it's like new adults, someone who graduated college and moves to a big city and then reconnects with the high school sweetheart and then falls in love with somebody else. It's a rom-com love trilogy. Grandma is not in the love triangle, just so you know. It's just a bummer. That's a different story for a different day.
That one in your back pocket.
Yeah, but I just.
I'm also Cancer. So represent. Oh my God, that's awesome. All right. So my next question is for everyone. It is, does your family know that you write romance? And have you ever had to have that awkward conversation, that awkward moment with a mom or dad or someone when they realize that you might write like smutty scenes? Like, what was that like?
Yes, my family does know, and recently, my son is 11, and he's so lovingly, wonderfully supportive and really proud that his mom is an author. And he said, I told my teacher you write books, can I give her one of them? And I said, you know what, let's hold off. We're gonna do that.
So my mom actually reads everything that I write. And that can get really awkward because, as I told every single person that stopped by my table today, my book's getting increasingly spicy. Started at the very beginning, not so much with the spice, but when you get to this book, it's 3 chapters back to back. And so that leads to some really awkward conversations with my mother.
So when I first started writing, actually, my mother was trying really hard to get me to give her a copy. And I only had one spicy scene in this book. There's only one, and it's near the end. So I told her, okay, that's fine. I didn't say anything to her, and I just made her her own special art copy. And I said in big text, stop. I don't know if she listened, I don't wanna know.
My mom was the mom who my friends would come over and ask her words that they didn't know, like scrotum. Like, what does that word mean? So my mom knows I write spicy books. She obviously reads them. She just makes like really offhand comments, like, "Yeah, I got to that blowjob scene and it just made sense." I'm like, "Okay, how did it make sense? What did you think?" I'm writing like a sapphic short story, and I told her, she's like, "Yeah, we always just knew you were a little gay." And I was like, "Yes, thank you." Like, so it's not weird. I'm still waiting for the readers to like ask me if my spicy scenes are like inspired by people I know, which if you're in this room, don't ask people that, because it's really gross. But I think that would be worse than any like of my family knowing. Are you all right?
Just trying to think. Mine isn't really very spicy. It does have some closed doors, insinuated scenes. It's not really, but enough that when my mom read it, I was like, oh God, pretend somebody else wrote this, because I didn't want her to think of her daughter. Right. But my 11-year-old also wanted to take a copy to his teacher, and I let him. But it's not. I was just let the cards fall where they may. I don't know if anybody else in my family has read it, besides my mom, like aunts and stuff, but yeah.
I love this room, like,
Yeah, sorry,
Michael
everyone's gonna
would-
get like a good like marker out.
it's got some heft to it.
Alright, question for Maggie.
Yes.
So you're an actor, improviser, teacher, and playwright. I would love to hear how all of these creative outlets influence your writing.
My life began with acting, and I was with the Second City when I was in Detroit for a very long time. As an improviser, I started an improv company in Hamtramck, which is what this is based on. And I think the way it affects my work is I'm a dyed-in-the-wool pantser. I don't outline, I just write it out, put everything on the page. And to do that, when I commute to work, about a half-hour drive, I just play it out. Like I play the characters, all of them, and talk to myself, and act it all out. And so that it is like living in the moment, very real, happening moment to moment. And then I do that over again and over again and over again. So I don't take any notes, I don't record it, and I just try to see what really distills over that time. So it keeps it lively and fresh. And then of course, obviously like years of writing sketch, affects how you're putting comedy into your piece and how you're focusing that and how this is not funny, this is, like craft, I guess. Yeah, that's how it affects it, I guess.
Then for Meika. What's your process for character creation? And do you have a favorite love interest out of all of your love interest characters?
Okay, so when I'm starting a new book, generally I will start with a face. So if there's like an actor or a model or somebody that I see, I'm like, I love their face, I need to create a character that looks like them. And then I will then start with a song. So if I hear a song that starts like piecing the character together, that's usually the first two pieces that I start with. And then it just kind of goes from there. As far as the second part of that question, who my favorite love interest is, that is why this book is my favorite. The love interest in this book is Ben, and he is an ER nurse and kind of a goobery, sunshiny, himbo kind of guy. And he's just completely besotted with the heroin, and she has no idea. And I just think it's really cute, and I love him, so.
First, I love it. Okay, and then for Johnny, how do you create chemistry between two characters who are gonna fall in love?
I feel like if you're writing a romance, you kind of get to cheat because they're literally created for each other.
Sure.
Outside of that though, like I lean into Grody Sunshine hard because I love the dynamic, because that's me and my husband, actually. I'm usually the grumpy one, and he's usually trying to cheer me up, and so a lot of my banter ends up coming from that. Just my regular interactions with people. But I feel like chemistry it can be, you have the setup, you have the build up to them actually meeting, you have the spice, you have how they interact, you have the comedy between them, like the way that they play off of each other. You have the little tiny pieces, like if you're in one character's head and you're looking at them and the way that they notice them, the things that they notice about them, that someone who is falling in love is going to catch on to that anybody else might not. It's just those tiny little details. So I think chemistry that's a big question. There's so many ways.
Grumpy Sunshine is a superior.
Oh my gosh,
So good.
seriously.
For Rachel, so your rule to break is about fake dating. Why did you choose fake dating as the trope, and what are some of your other favorite romance tropes?
So I don't write for tropes. Like, I write a book and then I give it to my alpha readers and they tell me what tropes have fit into this book. So I don't know why I picked fake dating. The idea for fake dating of like, that they were never, like, it never was fake, that just hits so hard every time. Like, come on, like, feels so good. I don't think I can answer the other part of it. I truly just like write for the vibes, and then I hope that a trope that is marketable falls in line.
Honestly. Honestly.
All right, and then for Deanna, your debut is about self-discovery. Can you talk about the inspiration behind your main character's journey?
Really part of this.
So, I think that a lot of Gabby's personality I kind of pulled from some of my own experiences growing up. The relationship she has with her parents kind of mirrored some of the experiences I had with my parents. Some of the friendships, came from my own friendships and situations. So that I think like the shyness of her character, and then how she kind of comes out of her shell, that was a little bit of probably me, evolving from like high school through college and becoming the person I am